Yeah, you better run and sit back. You didn't do anything. You guys missed it. He just knocked my water bottle off the counter and then ran over here, jumped up on the doghouse, turned around and looked at me and looked like, what'd I do? I didn't do nothing. Little jerk. But I love him. Gotta love him. Jacob, are you being a little turkey today? You are, aren't you? No, he looks away like, nope. Hey guys, how's it going? I got a little bit of a treat for you. Today I've been parked here for quite a while, but I never thought about it. And so I talked to the gentleman that owns these cabins. And well, he owns the front cabin and another family member owns the back one. And so I wanted to find out the history on them. They were built in 1925. Now the way they were built is a little different. One is built a little different than the other. So you don't know if that two different people built them. I mean, it's all been owned by the same people, but you don't know if two different people built them because the front one, the notching is different than the back one. The back cabin, the notching is called saddle notching, I think. He don't know what the front one's called. He said it wasn't very good though. So he called it not no notching, but it you know, hey, it lasted a long time and it's still there. You can walk inside these cabins and it's 25 degrees cooler in there and they don't have air conditioning. And another interesting point too, it was this front cabin had the first indoor plumbing in Williams, Oregon. So these cabins were built in 1925 and they had the first indoor plumbing in Williams, Oregon. So that's kind of interesting. And the big walnut tree that you guys see in my pictures a lot, that was planted the same year as the cabins. So, but what's amazing is the insulation, how cool it is in there in the summer, and how warm both cabins have a wood burning stove, and they keep it so warm in the winter without much. I mean, he'll build a fire in the morning, and that it stays warm in there all day. And then build a fire at night. So yeah, it's amazing how well these old cabins are insulated. But there's a lot of cool things on the outside of the front cabin, and I mean, even the spider webs on it look kind of cool. But anyway, I put together some clips of it in the property around on the property here, and I just thought you guys would like to see it with some cool music. But anyway, so let's watch those clips and then we'll talk. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I like the music I found for it. But you know, old things like that really draw me in. I like looking at old stuff, especially like on old cabins and a lot of the stuff, like the one cabin, like that old lantern, that was just an old lantern they had, and they put they connected a light bulb into it and made it a porch light. I thought that was a great idea. I'd like to have one of those for the van, with an LED light in it. Maybe that would be kind of cool, or like a Franklin light, you know. Yeah, and the pictures on the one pan, the panning pan that was on the wall, that picture, that was hand painted. Yeah, just a lot of cool stuff here. And these are cabins. I'm amazed at how long they've been standing, and they're still very sturdy. Now, the one with the saddle notching, so say there was an earthquake here, I was talking to John, he said the cabin up front that had the notching that's not the saddle notching, he said if there was an earthquake, that would not withstand it as well as the saddle notching one would. So, I don't know, it's kind of some cool info I learned. Yeah, there's a lot of old things around in this area of Oregon, in this part of Oregon. There's a lot of gold mining sites, old mines, just really beautiful things to look at. Every once in a while I get a chance to go check them out. But I've been sitting on these cabins. I've been here for a few months and never thought about it really. And what got me onto it is I asked him how old that old walnut tree up front was, and he said it was planted the same year that the cabins were built, in 1925. And I was like, no way. And so, yeah, that's pretty interesting. That tree is freaking huge. I've showed it to you many times in my videos. I love that tree. There's something about that tree. It's just amazing to me. And this sits on, these two cabins sit on, I'm thinking there's 5 acres here maybe. I'm not positive. But and behind the one cabin, there's an old pond, but it's dried up. It's pretty deep. But it used to, there's a creek that runs back there, and I think they ran it off that creek maybe and made it like a little holding area. I'm not positive. But yeah, Williams has quite a cool history if you check it out. Williams, Oregon does. Like the general store that's right down the road, that's probably as old as these cabins also. That store is old. The main frame of it is. And so yeah, I would think it was probably the same time era as the cabins. But yeah, quite an interesting area out here. You can go off out to, I've taken you a drive up before on the Grayback Trail, and then there's another road, China Creek, you can go up on. It goes into BLM land, and there's several creeks up that way you can go to. But yeah, it's really nice. And now the farming area, have you guys seen my video yesterday or the day before yesterday, the one of me going to the swimming place? In part of it, driving there, I said this is the Applegate Valley. Now this valley had a lot of dairies in it when I first moved here, when I first seen it years ago. But now there's only a few dairies, and there's a lot of hemp growers. They grow CBD, marijuana, and I don't know if they grow regular marijuana, but I mean there's a lot of marijuana fields out in this area. A lot of people work in them. So yeah, so it's changed a lot over the last 3 or 4 years. It's changed a lot over the last 20 years, I can tell you that. But it's quite an interesting area, beautiful area. Also, not too far from here, I was telling you guys there's a lot of gold mining. You can go, there's a little mountain, it's probably 4 or 5 miles from here. There's an old mine there. The gentleman owns the property here also told me about that. I'd like to go check that out. I want to go panning with him here pretty soon, as soon as I can. I think that would be fun. I really want to learn how to pan. I've been gold mining one time, and it was years ago, probably I'd say 35 years ago, and I went with him and his family to Whiskey Creek, and we were gold mining, and he came up from the creek and dropped a nugget in the coffee, or in the pan that was by the fire, and man, it clanked hard. And it was a nugget about like that, At that time, it was worth, I think, $400 or $500, and you know that was a long time ago. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off here and quit talking your ear off. So I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.